Good morning. Welcome back to the stream, people. Yes, I am here again, even though I said I wasn't going to be. There's the benefits of subscribing. You would have got notified, let you know that I changed my mind. So basically, I was dropping the kids off to school. Just got back. I was going to trade anyway, and I decided to stream it with you guys instead. Part of my routine. Don't see any reason to stop. Slight change of the routine, but still trading, so I'm still streaming. So quick look at what's going on. I'll tell you why I'm in this trade. So we're trending up currently on gold. Prices reached supply. Was selling that yesterday. Was in the trade for a while. I think I sold it. Can't remember. I was buying it yesterday. I was trying to get it to continue pushing up further because it was holding its trend here. I was just trying to get it to run these triple highs here. Stayed in there for a long time, decided to get out of the trade and call it a break-even day. My stop loss was just underneath there. Just moved it now, actually. So let's move it back so you see where it was. Stop loss was underneath there. I was trying to get above there. So I got the trade. And as soon as I would have got the win, I would have got stopped out. So I was somewhat regret not staying in the trade, but at the same time I'm happy because I called that this was consolidation, and it just stuck around way too long, and I decided to get out of it instead of sticking around and be played with emotionally. So I got out the trade and moved on to USD Chef. I stayed in this position. So if you was watching again, I did say on the daily it had broken structure. It is consolidated, reached the highs. It had broken structure here. That was a potential entry. So when price pulled into there, I got in really early. I was holding the position for a long time. So I got in, can't remember, around there. Let's check trade history. I got in there and I took a fair bit of drawdown. There was a lot of news. I should have checked that in the beginning. A lot of news. Price went 20 pips against me before it broke structure. Broke structure once there. I thought it was coming then news set it up. They held, broke structure again with the second news release, and I just got out when it got to TP. Well, I took a scalp. I didn't even get to TP. TP would have been the bottom here. I don't hold it to TP because this was like maybe 6-7 hours holding the trade, and I was with my boys. I didn't want any further distractions, so I got out. So the read was right. So happy with the read on USD Chef. And now we are back on gold. So gold one's a little bit interesting. So it's been trending up, and it should continue going up and try to break these highs, really break through it. It's maintained its trend just. So I decided to continue trading with the trend. So this daily low, this was the daily low here, respected it just there. And here today's pulled back into it and it's reversed again. So it's pushing up again. It could just be consolidating and I could lose this trade and it could just drive through. So I'm keeping the risk small again. I'm trailing the H1 lows. So I'm only risking 0.3. If I lose it, I take a little small loss, but I'm still up on the week. So worth taking the trade, even though this potentially could be consolidation. I'm just going to trade what I see, and what I can see is it's trending up. I just got into market again. I just got in. Took me about 2 minutes to read this. You know, I tried to keep it very simple, very easy to read. None of this fair gap and all of this. Too much information. I think information overload. Just keep it simple. Look at price. What is it doing? It's trending. Okay, cool. Can I get in now or not? So it had just broke this high here when I just got in now on this pullback. It may pull back further. It may stop me out. We are 15 minutes into a London session. It may be a slow trend pushing it up. You would expect another pullback before it continues, and that should be my exit. But I'm going to see what I could get from this move. See if we get a nice drive. Maybe pushes it to the top again. And I'll look for exit. Now, lesson I learned from yesterday was don't try to look for perfection. I don't need it to break this high to be a winning trade, do I? So I'm going to keep an eye on price and see where I like to exit. For it to continue its trend, it should take this previous daily high here, but I don't think I need to wait for that. I'm going to look at what that looks like, 41.73 in terms of price, 41.73. Okay, so 0.5, that'll be nice. Round up the account to 0.6 with 3% left to complete this phase 1 of the E8 prop firm challenge. That would be nice. And getting the equivalent to a funded account just before Christmas. Nice reward. But we'll see how this plays out. This definitely could reverse and break this low. So it's at the top. Let's see if it wants to be sold or if it wants to continue. So yeah, that's where we are. Hopefully this is a quick trade. I do have not a lot to do today, but I know the doorbell's going to ring in about 15 minutes. So got other things on my mind. Can't stay trading all day. But yeah. So let's see how this plays out. Keep my eye on this. If it breaks structure to the downside, could be a potential reversal. We are in supply. We've got what looks like a breaking structure when it broke this low here. And this could be left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we're essentially in the right shoulder to be sold again. And if it breaks this low, this trend, maybe that's what's going to happen. So 0.3 risk. And we're going to see. The question is whether I trade it back down to see if it continues. See what the daily looks like. Okay, so the daily trend's being maintained from this demand pushed up, pull back down from this low, just been creating higher daily lows. So if I was inclined, I could use this daily low as the stop loss or benchmark for my stop loss. I won't do that. I'm going to keep it tight. Allow myself the space to be wrong. Really wouldn't want to see it underneath here either. Should be held in this demand on the M5 and then drive again to continue this trend. So we'll see. No real reason for it to come back down here. This is pulled back into the breaker structure, pushes up, pulls back, pushes up. All of it's being used really. So this should maintain. Could have my stop loss underneath there, but I'm going to keep it here instead. H1 low. All right, quick look at everything else. See what the market's saying. So maybe now Euro USD is in a place where it could be sold. Now I've been wrong about Euro USD short term a few times, but the overall direction I've been right. It is trending down. It's just very slow and choppy. So called the top here, swing highs here. Those are being respected. But everything in between, no. So it came down, came back up, came down, came back up, down, back up, and so on. So it's right at the top here. This is the swing high. Maybe if there's a breaker structure, what do we need to see? Break of the previous trend. And maybe there's a sell. So this one's hard to call. I feel like the previous trend is down there. There is a price point there that it could be. Very hard to see, but this could be a potential reversal, breaks this trend, but you've got all of this where it could be bought up into, so I wouldn't be selling it yet. Difficult one. It could definitely go further up before it reverses again, then comes back down. Difficult one to call, but I'm inclined to believe it's still trending down or sideways, if you like. If I was to consider an entry here, I would need my stop loss up there to be comfortable. And I think that's ridiculous from here. 70 pips, I'm not going to be doing that. So, for a small position, 70 pips, that's too much still. So, and to get something out of it, it's just not worth it. More or less what I did with USD yesterday. Let's trade it. I traded it based on the previous daily high, but this moves a lot slower. I don't think I will be trading this again anytime soon. Just it took so long before I got the move. So I gave it about 40 pips stop loss yesterday just to take a scalp. Sounds crazy, but it's a negative risk to reward ratio I do use. So that would have been of a 4-1. It sounds crazy, but I've been very profitable with it. And if you backtest it, you'll see you win more trades scalping using a negative risk to reward ratio. I prefer using like a 2-1. But yeah, the read was right. Risky, but I didn't put too much side, so I was okay. I think I only risked about 1% on the trade. But this trade here, just not worth it. Euro USD. Could get it, but to get 1% back, you need to probably get back all the way down there. So it would either be a 1-1. I don't think it's worth it. I could get money from gold a lot easier. Gold's been a lot easier to read. Okay, so GU just hit a key price point. Seems to be reacting. So this daily low here, it broke. First, got back to the top here, has been sold from there. So if I was here maybe 30 minutes ago, I would have been inclined just to trade this momentum, try to take it back to this price point of 32.14. Maybe that's where it gets bought from. So there's about 6 or 8 pips. So that's not bad. I could get that momentum. Bit risky. Let's try it. Should we try a momentum trade? We really shouldn't. Let's try a quick momentum trade. See if we could push further. Should check the news first, but let's try a quick momentum trade on GU. See if it pushes further to get to 32.14. Let's do 15. That looks like the destination. Don't see why it doesn't stop. I can see it pulling back against me. Definitely, I'm getting in right at the bottom of this move. Could pull back to this flag here. Hopefully, just it takes the momentum, just drives it straight down. And it's a quick win. Stop losses at swing high. This is probably crazy as well. Nah, that's crazy. Let's see. Okay. Stop loss. This point. 32.63. Massive risk. Okay. Back to gold. I think I'm feeling a bit impulsive. I want this to move a lot quicker than this. Probably why I jumped into GU, looking for a quick win. Anyway, head of schedule. Let's see what happens. Maybe get a bit more momentum of GU before put all the way back up. That's a problem. Could put all the way back up before it's sold again, if it's sold again. Very risky thing what I did there. I should wait for the pullback, then maybe try enter. Pull back into this flag would have made more sense. It looks like it's on a strong 5-minute trend, so hopefully that holds. And I get the drive that I'm looking for. It is in a place it could be sold. Same thing as Euro USD. So maybe it's a bearish day for GU and Euro USD. We'll see how that plays out. Okay, so keep an eye on gold. Go check news quickly. Oh, it's Thanksgiving today. So there's probably no New York session. Should be low volume today. Maybe back and forth consolidation. There's some news coming out of the ECB today, I think. Consumer price expectation. Maybe that moves it a little bit. A Euro USD maybe. Shouldn't affect GU. Okay. That entry could be really bad for GU actually. So broke up here, pull back in, broke there, then use this as support. Exactly where I got in to buy it, use that support to go up. Could use that support again to push it back up. Hopefully I'm right. The destination was to reach this price point here. It has reversed and broke structure and it's gone down aggressively. Hopefully I'm right. It continues going through and it breaks through. Maybe it gets to here. And then maybe it's bought from there. And just continues trend for now. But yeah, I mean, the read is right. I still feel it gets down here at least. Got in just impulsively though. And I think I'm almost ready to exit the gold trade. Let's see where that is. Again, I'm not going to stick around, try to get the top. I'm just happy with what I got. 930 is still 30 minutes to go to this H1 candle. Let's see what we get from this move. This drive really should be my exit. Previous daily high has been respected. No. Need a little bit more than that. I think 0.2 on the gold trade would be good. And then I hold the GU trade for 0.3. Be very happy with 0.5 today. That's what I would like. But I'm going to get out of this gold trade now. Slowing down at the top here. Maybe holds. Starts breaking structure. I'm going to get out there. And keep an eye on it instead. No reason it doesn't drive further. Take this low here. This is a used demand. That's a used demand. No reason this current trend doesn't continue. Other than this imbalance, pulling back here. Yeah, I think I should be trading the H1. Previous H1. Nice. Okay. So much for momentum. Slow. Definitely need to exit before the next H1 candle starts. So I think 30 more minutes for this H1. See how this plays out. But I'm definitely going to be exiting before the next H1 starts. That's the one I would expect to push it back up. So this could definitely get down here. Then the next H1 pushes it back up. That's ideal. 25 minutes left to go. Just hoping I get this drive now. Be back. Need to go out the door. See what happened with gold. So pushing up. Exited too early. That was a good trade. I just don't trust the consolidation it was doing yesterday. Taking me out of the trade. I think the next H1 candle for gold is going to be important. If this sticks around here and it doesn't break this high, and the next H1 candle comes and breaks the previous H1 lows, which is currently here, then maybe that's a sell for me as well for gold. Maybe. Small position though. Just a very slow trend in a supply zone. And that was the main reason I exited. It just stalled yesterday a lot here. And I think maybe it has broke the structure. That was the low. Pushed up and came and broke it. It's come back in and it's just respected this. So essentially that's the new high. It's a lower high. Should respect this, creating another low high and then drives through. So I'm going to keep an eye on gold. If the next H1 candle comes and breaks that, maybe then there's a sell. It might be just a small move. We may go further and break this daily low, then the previous daily lows, causing that to be a downtrend. And being sold from supply where it's supposed to be sold from. So would explain why we had this consolidation in price action yesterday, because it's slowing down to go in the other direction. So I'm going to keep it very important H1 candle coming for gold. Let's see how it plays out. That's if it stalls here. If it just breaks through, it's done, right? It continues pushing up. But if it stalls here and then breaks the previous H1 trend, maybe that's what's going on. USD selling from, can you call that supply, but region from where you could expect it to be sold from. And so is GU. May have to exit this GU trade. It's not doing what I wanted. I wanted a quick trade, but to continue its trend down. Still got 20 minutes. It's the concern is the next H1 candle. Probably should pull it back up. I think I'm going to adjust my risk now. 1% loss here. Yeah. 1% loss if I lose this trade. And that will be the end of the trading session. I think my biggest loss so far has been 0.6 or something like that. So 1% definitely will be the end of my trading session. Too impulsive with the entry. I got in quick because I thought this momentum is going to drive it to that price point, but too impulsive. I'm going to find out if I was right in about 20 minutes max, so I think I could wait that long. Hopefully it just drives through right now. If not, that next H1 candle, I would expect it to pull back in here to fill this H1, previous H1, before continuing down, if it's to go down, or it continues breaking structure and goes back up. If I had to look at this maybe 30 minutes beforehand, yeah, definitely take the momentum. I think I can see the direction it's heading to, potential place for it to be bought from being in this region. Let's see. We get this drive. Okay, it looks like we get this drive now actually. Cool. How much of a drive is the question? I need to be quick for my exit. And see what, so what have I done? I've done $80 so far, like, I don't know, 1 point or 2 points. 0.2 today would be good. TP would be really good. And that's about 7 pips to TP. Okay. Like I say, it looks like it's going to get TP, but don't want to jinx it. Need that momentum. £50. Come on, drive. Drive. 5 pips away. Let's see what's going on. Getting ready to exit. Potentially could reduce my risk. 0.3 risk. Yeah, I'm gonna reduce my risk. If it comes back, which it probably will, now that reduce my risk. Stops me out. Let's see what 1.6. No. I'm gonna exit. I wanted that drive. If I get it, cool. If not, I'm gonna exit. It needs to be within this next 5-minute candle. Let's see what's going on in M1. Okay, I'm gonna exit here. M1 has got space to pull back in. I'm just not in the mood for that. I was trying to get momentum trade. This still may play out. Still could hit that price point, but I don't want to stick around for that next H1 candle. Let's see if it gets there though. I'm happy with that. Not happy with this. Exited too early for the gold trade and potentially too early for this trade here. Made $100. 1.8. Not much at all today. Probably an indication that I am not supposed to be trading today. Gonna have a quick look at everything else, see if there's anything that makes sense. Initially, I would say this is an entry for Euro USD for a buy here. Just don't trust this guy. Has been messing around with me so many times. I'm gonna take a quick buy here with Euro USD, see if that makes any sense. And that's gonna be the last trade for the session. If I could get a quick win. Trending down here, broke the structure, pushing back up. Stop loss should be underneath here. Probably got too much size, but let's have a look. 15.46. Too much. Just dawned on me. I said, this is a zone it should be sold from, and I'm buying it. Just based on price. Trending down, broke the structure. This is typically where I would enter for it to pull back up, try to get 10 pips. Lower time frame. See, there was a trend here. And at this point here, pushes up. This point should be sold and break through here, but pushes up again, breaks that structure. And it should push up again, at least get to this price point where it left this inefficiency and broke structure to get to there, and then see what happens up there. 15.99.8. It's coming close to a new H1 candle. Maybe that's what's gonna happen with that drive up. 15.99.8. That's where I would like to see price. Don't know what happened with the spread on this though. Entry wise doesn't look good at all. I just entered it. No, it's got me up there. Need to watch this back and see. my stop loss should be here. 0.5. Give it a little bit space. Using the previous daily low currently. I'm going to adjust that when it's time. Yeah. So trending up, previous daily lows are getting higher, being respected after trending down the same way. It's at the top, could be sold from here, but I need to break that previous daily low to really come down further. So I should continue the trend going up until there's a break of the previous daily low, then maybe take it back down. The reason I say that, I believe it's consolidating. So came down here, back up, came down here, back up. After breaking the previous daily high or low, that's where the reverse is confirmed, and it goes in the opposite direction. So previous daily low is where I will lack my stop loss. Got way too much size on it to trade it like this. So I either reduce some size or just take a quick scalp using a negative risk to reward ratio, I guess. Let's see if I could get a win on Euro USD. It's been a while. Good exit on GU. Shouldn't have been that down there anyway. I shouldn't have been selling it down here. So I wanted to get out as quick as possible. So far, a good decision. Approaching that new H1 candle, and that could reverse all of this. So good exit so far. So gold is stalled, and that new H1 is coming. So this is why I said if it plays out like this, maybe I'm inclined to sell it. If it holds here and then new H1 candle comes and breaks this low, probably be selling gold. Need to have a look when that time comes. Make a decision if I'm still taking any more trades. Taking a few trades a day. Second, third position in GU, in Euro USD actually. So I think this was the last trade maybe. $180. I might reduce my size. I want my stop loss there. I've got it here so far. And too much exposed hit down here. Reduce my size. Hmm. Okay. So gold is slowed down still at the supply zone here. New H1 candle is due in 3 minutes. If it comes and takes this low, maybe, maybe I'm selling it. Really depends on what's going on with this Euro USD trade. If it starts moving in my direction, probably all I need. I don't need to take another trade. If not, may take it out and then jump into gold. We'll see when this new H1 candle starts to make a decision where it wants to go. But yeah, the initial trade with the gold buy, that would have been enough for me. That'll trend, that'll push up from entry. It's not much, but yeah, that would have been okay. Being a bit impatient today. That should be where my stop loss is. Let's get 0.5. But it's down here at the daily. Reason being, I haven't traded Euro USD a lot recently. So I don't know how reliable the swing lows are. So I'm keeping at the daily low right now, keeping an eye on it. There's a swing low that was respected. Swing low respected. So swing low is respected for the uptrend. It's been okay so far, but it's coming from supply zone now, so I don't know. So I should have the swing low as my stop loss though. Tighter risk. Swing low respected there. Onto a broke, respected, cool. Not respected here. Broke it, then went. And that's what I'm worried about. That comes out, tags it out, then goes. So that's why I've given it the space. Swing low respected, just respected, just respected. There's an entry here. It stops it out, then comes back up. So those news catalysts around there, so that's the justification, I guess. But it looks like the swing lows are being respected. But there is news due later today as well. keep it tight really. Lose 0.5. This is a previous daily high. It's using as support right now. Could be enough to hold it, but it may want to build this candle more. Let me check if there's any inefficiency. Yeah, there's tons of inefficiency there. Okay, so maybe it wants to come all the way down here. Should check that before I got to the trade. Again, very impulsive today. You could definitely pull in to fill all of this before going off if it does go back up, but this is a big draw on price to come back here to fill this gap it left here. May exit if I get opportunity and just be done. Few bad, well, reads haven't been completely bad. The entries have been terrible today. I'm going to put it down to the break in my routine. There we go. That's interesting. Okay, so I may exit. Yeah, I'm going to exit this one and get in this one. This is exactly what I said could happen. It's happening. Okay. And going to sell gold. Clean exactly like I said. If it was to do, I would be selling. So I'm selling it. And see what happens now. 41.73. Got a bit too much size, but I'm looking for a quick move. So maybe I get that and I could get out. But 40, I'll just scale out. 41.73. Let's see what that looks like. So risking about 1%. Made the loss back on euro already, but I'm gonna hold it now. This has potential to do some damage. Where could it go? 101. Got a lot of space to move. Okay, so coming from supply, slowed down, consolidated, broke the structure here, pulls back in, holds there, pulls in, should be bought from here to continue. It may still do that, but I said if I get this break, I'm gonna sell it, and I'm selling it. And if it holds, it should get this low here, making it a decent trade. If not, I'll lose 1% on the trade, but I'm happy with the read so far. Big inefficiency should come back to fill it, but does it drive further? And that's what we want to see. There's no reason it needed to come down here if it's the continuous uptrend, other than the price point it needs to tag into. No, it doesn't need to come here at all. So I'm inclined to believe that is a breaking structure based on this, and if that's the case, it should go further down. Let's see what happens. Good exit on Euro USD so far. Let's see if we get a nice big drive here now. Got a lot of size on, so I'll probably scale out when I can and try to leave a runner to do the rest of the work. Take the initial move. And that will compensate where if I'm wrong, that will, cover that. So if I'm wrong, I'm only losing 0.3 or something. I could be right just a little bit here and still make a decent win. Okay. Needed to check that I'm happy with my risk. 1.3. Yeah, I could do that. I lose, I'm back to 4% on the account. It's not bad. 1 week in. I'll be happy with a crit scalp. I think 270, 280, I'll be happy with it. If I could get a crit scalp and leave a run on, that would be best thing. And then that gives me room to be wrong as well in the overall direction and still make something from it. Just based on yesterday. Based on yesterday, I could have, grabbed the win and still be wrong, but I didn't take it when I should have. So if the opportunity presents itself again now, I should really learn from that lesson. Very slow. G's finally reached the price point that I was trying to sell it to with the momentum. Looking like it's remaining bearish. It would explain why Euro USD is pushing down against me. Glad I exited there. Should have looked really. Saw this inefficiency. That would explain why it's pushing down into there. And yeah, I'm going to leave Euro USD alone for this year. Look at it next year. Normally I would have been caught out here with this. Was kind of caught out. That was an entry signal for me previously. I was very hesitant to trade it, and this is why I exited with a small loss. Remember that. Just avoid Euro USD for now. Got the win back, or the loss back, sorry, from this gold trade here. Now I'm gonna take some size off it and then leave the runner so I don't have such large amount exposed. So back some for today. Risking 0.4, seeing what else we could get from this trade. See how long I can hold this. So reduce my stop loss. This swing high. Yeah, so risking 0.2. Making this a free trade. So let's have a look at M5. Problem with this big inefficiency, I can see it pull it back up before it continues further down. So do I just take this and be happy with it? And if it does pull back up, it could come and go through as well. Don't know. Seems like it's picking up volume. I should wait. I'm happy there with it. I'm going to exit here. It may have a lot more to do, but I can see it pulling back up here before it goes further down. And do I really want to sit around that long when I could just take the win? I've got the win. That bigger structure. This could just be a pullback before it comes back. It could be the potential start of a reversal, meaning I was right with this being the breaker structure, pull back into it, and it continues to get this low. I'm not going to hold for that low, should, with a small size, but I'm actually happy with what I made today. I am... yeah, shy of 0.3 up today, so that's more or less what I try to do on a daily basis. Been traded this for about 8 days. Second week, approaching the end of the second week, I should be aiming to have made about 3%. So I'm up almost 6%. So I've done enough. I've done enough. I could then cruise for the last 2 weeks. I want to trade up to maybe second week, third week of December. So I could cruise the last 2 weeks of December or the next 2 weeks and see what the count looks like then. And then get the funded account ready for 2026 January to trade with patience. Have a nice break, come back with patience and trade there. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm happy with this win. I'm just going to leave it as that. I'm not trying to overtrade today. Quick look at everything else. It's right on this trade as well. I was wrong on this trade. Cool. Gonna set my win. Sometimes it's hard to set a win. So I'm gonna set my win and call it a day. Hopefully this has been useful for you guys. Trading is not linear, it's not straightforward. There is back and forth. Like the market moves, you need to be able to adjust. It's not something that could be taught. You don't need a course to do it. You just need to back test, then practice yourself. Hopefully this was a good example of that. It doesn't always work out smoothly for me. I do need to make decisions on the fly. I do get things wrong. And if I ultimately get it right just a little bit and it's enough, maybe that's good enough for the day. So that's where I am today. Just got it right. And I'm going to set the fact that I got it right and keep moving on with my day. So happy with the win. Made some dollars. And I'm going to possibly be back here tomorrow. We're going to see. It was a bit rushed this morning the way I jumped in. I don't know if that had a part to play in the way I traded today. So probably will be trading if the market makes sense. Whether I'll be streaming or not, I don't know. We'll see. So if not, I will see you guys on Monday. Definitely streaming on Monday. This is Patrick signing out. Until next time. Peace.